I'm here for you guys. See, before I gained this COVID weight, I lost 24 kilos applying these swaps, and I lost all my weight here in Nigeria inside my father's house. And now I'm trying to now lose another set of weight because COVID did me dirty. So enjoy. The healthy food swap is a video that I did say, like, my very first video that I would make, but never got around making it. That's mainly because I wanted it to be perfect. Like, I've watched a lot of like healthy food swap, like when I was trying to lose weight, and it always seemed like aesthetics. Whoa, everybody knows I can pronounce aesthetics. It always looked like, you know, crisp and like very beautiful and like well done in terms of like production, and I wanted it to be like that. But you know what, perfection is a killer of content, and rather than just wanting everything to be perfect, I rather just do it, you know, in a way that is very authentic and true to who I am, like in and Iduma fashion. And we're going to enjoy ourselves and have a blast doing it. So hang on, I had a good time praying, guys. Prayer is kind of fun. I digress, and I've been enjoying it. I digress. So the first food swap is to swap out regular table salt for either sea salt or Himalayan salt. Like, this is my own Himalayan salt with garlic, and I have like plain Himalayan salt with nothing. So now, why I do say Himalayan salt is because Himalayan salt has a lot of minerals like magnesium, you know, and all that. This is a good source of electrolyte. Let's say you're doing a prolonged fast and you actually like are feeling like low in energy and all that. Just a little bit of Himalayan salt, you know, in regular water, maybe with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, can actually get, you know, your energy back up. So maybe for fast, like people that are into fasting, I would say, you know, think of Himalayan salt. But then again too, I do know that pink Himalayan salt isn't everywhere in Africa, or also to like in Nigeria too. So I would say, you know, stick with regular sea salt. Now again, you might say, okay, I'm trying to lose weight. Why do people keep saying don't have a lot of salt? That is mainly because when you do consume a lot of salt, you gain more water weight. Now, have you ever had a meal that is really salty? And you climb the scale the next day, you're kind of a little bit heavier, and days after like you had that salty meal, like your weight goes down. That's simply just water weight. And also too, a lot of salt actually causes inflammation, like maybe around your joints, like, you know, your knees, your ankles. I do know on a regular basis I suffer from inflammation, but I do know that salt is one of those things that actually increases my inflammation. And I know that I like it slightly salty. Like my popcorn, I like my popcorn salted, but whenever I have like popcorn that's salted, like, there's really nothing wrong with popcorn. Popcorn is a very healthy snack, very low in calorie, and I pop them at home, so I kind of know that it's low in calorie because I know what's going into it. But whenever I then put like my salt into my popcorn, like my face puff up and it's just like swollen. Like my face is swollen, my stomach is swollen. Like sugar and salt does that to somebody. Another thing to swap out is sugar. Swapping out your regular white sugar for either, you know, something natural like maybe stevia, or, you know, going for regular brown sugar, or even to going for honey. Like honey, I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with honey, but then honey is actually a good natural source of like sweetener. Even cinnamon, but people will say cinnamon is not really a sweetener, but it's not that bad. Honestly, cinnamon in oats is heaven, but then cinnamon too grows on you, so stick with cinnamon for a while and let it grow on you before you actually begin to love it and actually see the sweetness of cinnamon. And you can actually also to try, you know, your sugar alcohols. Like, I cannot pronounce their names, Hetol, honey. I'll leave all of them in the screen, but you can actually swap out your regular white sugar for your sugar alcohols. Then another thing to actually also consider is, you know, sugars, chocolate and all that. Like with chocolate, I'm like, I have a salty tooth, but I don't really have a sweet tooth, so I swapped out like having like sweets for having dark chocolate, but then dark chocolate is really better. Like it's very bitter, like it's bitter, it's not delicious. So for me to actually also to like satisfy my sweet tooth, I try to swap out like my sweets for sweet fruits. Doesn't make any sense. Like pineapples, watermelons, apples, those things, they kind of curb my sweet tooth, but not like a lot, but it really does help. So like maybe pre-cutting it and keeping it in the fridge before time, just so that before you're grabbing onto your you know, sweets and all that, you grab onto your fruits. And then if you still feel like, okay, I still want to have a little bit of dairy milk, you can have a little bit of it, you know. Another swap you can also make is swapping out white rice with brown rice. But then this is the thing about white rice and brown rice. It's funny. White rice, people say swap out white rice for brown rice, but then white rice has lower amount of calories to brown rice. You see the irony there. But then the thing about it is brown rice is richer in fiber. So it has a lot of fiber that is really good for you and helping you digest your food better. And then the thing about fiber too is that the more you have fiber, the fuller you get. That's why they say eat a lot of vegetables. Vegetables have fiber, you get, than white rice. But then there's really nothing wrong with white rice. There's this misconception that you can't lose weight on rice. It's a lie. It's a lie from hell. I'm extra today. I'm very sorry. I'm super pumped to make this video. So you can actually swap out your brown rice for your white rice, but then the thing is, it makes no difference. If you want to swap out your white rice with brown rice, make sure it's because you actually enjoy brown rice. I don't like brown rice, so I stick with white rice. And then when I feel like, okay, I'm not really in the mood for white rice, I also try to switch it with basmati rice. Basmati rice has a lower, what's the word? It's a big word. Why I've forgotten. It's a big word. That is why I've forgotten. Glycemic. It starts from G. I'll put stuff on the screen. But it has a lower G index. So that is why like people always say, okay, basmati rice, you know, swap it with white rice. But rice overall is actually good for you, because even if you're having like brown rice and you're having brown rice in large portions, you're still going to gain weight. So it defeats the purpose of swapping. So I would just generally say eat in moderation and keep your fiber high. You know, keep it up there. Keep it up there. Also too, so for the salt, just in case too you're looking for pink Himalayan salt, like if you're in any other place in Africa, like I truly can't help you because I'm very Nigerian and I haven't actually gone outside Africa, outside Ghana, Togo, Benin, you know, my neighbors. But if you want to actually get access to pink Himalayan salt, maybe check any ShopRite that around you. I think there might be ShopRite in South Africa. I don't know, South Africa. ShopRite is owned by South Africans, so I'm just assuming they would. But then if you're in Nigeria though, check any ShopRite that's close to you. But if you don't have any ShopRite that's close to you, if you're in Lagos, check Prince Ebano. Prince Ebano actually has a lot of healthy, you know, cereals, healthy ingredients, actually very healthy things up there. Like they have this flaxseed mix too that is, you know, filled with cacao and berries, and it's super good for you because it has like, you know proteins, your fiber, you know, all those things. So check Prince Ebano. And now if you're in Abuja too and you're looking for like where to get your pink Himalayan salt and also where you can actually shop, you know, for healthy things, check for you supermarket. And then if you're in Enugu or you're in Ebonyi State, I'm from Ebonyi State. If you're in the southeast, you know, as I said, check any ShopRite, but also to check Roban stores. Any Roban stores, they will probably have you know, sea salt or pink Himalayan salt. And if you're in Jos, I miss my Jos city, check Excellence, check Onubide. I don't know if I pronounced it well, but that used to be my store where I used to go and get like my oatmeal flour, you know, my acha flour, like any of my flours. If you're like in Port Harcourt and like all other places, I really can't help you because I haven't been to those cities and I really don't know any of those stores. But if you're watching this, help any of your sisters out. If you're like in the north, south, and you know where to actually get like healthy things and stuff like that, please leave it in the comment section, like where they could actually go and shop for healthy things. Now for swallow too, Now for swallow, here's the thing about swallow. I made a video about swallow a long time ago. I will leave it linked here, to be here. But then the thing is this, people think eating swallow won't help you lose weight, but then as the same thing with rice, everything depends on your portion. Everybody says eba is bad for you, eba is gari, but then eba is fermented. It's fermented cassava flour, and whatever that is fermented has probiotics in it. That is also good for your gut health. So you get, so regardless of the fact it's good for your gut health, it's also bad for you when you eat it in excess. You get, but you can still eat eba. On the screen right now are the portion sizes of each and every kind of swallow. Now if you're not Nigerian and you don't know what swallow is what we eat with our soups. We don't actually chew eba. If you chew eba like any of my sisters, you will not, I don't want to say you're not okay, but hey, as you can see on the screen, these are the portion sizes of each and every kind of swallow. And I personally would say the best kind of swallow to actually have is acha swallow. I got introduced to acha in Jos, but then acha is a really rich superfood that is very high in fiber, low in calories, and super versatile because it can be a swallow, it can be a soup, it can be a cereal. Like, you know the way you used to make oats, you can actually make acha like that. So it's super good for you. It's that one thing that you can use it for, like breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Do you get it? Another thing Nigerians claim that is dangerous is oil. Like, it's oil. And then maybe if you watch my videos long enough, I don't know, sometimes I feel like I preach don't use oil, but then that's not where I'm going to. In my head I'm like, don't use like a lot of it, because our own food, the way we actually cook food, we cook food with a lot of oils, and that's because oil truly makes the Nigerian food Nigerian. Like, it gives it the, I don't know, the love it needs. I don't know if you get me, but it really gives it the love it needs. But then the thing is this, honestly, we put like 3 to 4 cups of oil. Like, if you say I'm a liar, send me a picture and I will send you a picture. And then again, so people say red oil bad for you, red oil bad for you. But then this is the thing, olive oil that we claim to be good for us and palm oil that we claim to not be good for us, both of them have the same amount of calories. Forget I'm using salt to show this illustration, but then they have the same amount of calories. It's 120. I'll leave it on the screen. All the information you see that's on the screen, that's not from my mouth, I got it from Lose It Nigeria. Check them out on Instagram. She leaves a lot of good information there, and she's a professional, so she's satisfied. English is failing me again. She's certified. Like, she has degree to back up her facts. You get? I'm just a copywriter. But then the thing is this, information is key. Olive oil has a low smoke point of like 300 and something. I cannot be exact at this point. Like I said, I don't know how to cram. But then it has a lower smoke point. So if you put oil like the way we used to like bleach oil, it's going to turn toxic in your body. Now, palm oil, anywhere in Africa, especially West Africa, we use palm oil. Palm oil has a higher smoke point of like 400, so it can actually take high heat. But then don't go and say, we said it takes high heat, and you go and bleach your oil and say, because I said it takes high heat. That heat level of bleaching oil, your palm oil cannot take that level of oil, of fire, I mean. You'll get. So don't be quoting me all wrong. I'm all over the place. But then the thing is this, palm oil is good for you. You know, it's actually from the earth. It's from a palm fruit. Actual palm fruit. But then the thing is this, there is now this debate between it being, you know, saturated, not saturated. So it's in between there. A lot of science is going around it. Is it healthy? Is it not healthy? I say everything in this world must surely kill a man. The same way they say drinking water is good for you, but drinking too much water can actually kill you. It's the same thing too with palm oil. So everything in moderation. Do you understand? I think we're understanding. I'm beginning to sweat because I'm beginning to understand. So now when you're making your soups, egusi, okra, you know, vegetable soup, I recommend, me personally, I'm speaking, 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil into it. Now 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil wouldn't give it, you know, that richness I'm supposed to give. I know that, you know, I know that I'm not that much of a terrible chef, but then it won't give you the essence of like you're putting palm oil into your food. So I would recommend, because I understand people, that you make a tomato base to add into it. Now I'm saying tomato, now people are looking at me like tomato inside your soup. Girl, have you gone bonkers? It's not as bad as it sounds. So it's simply just, if you want, you can add tomatoes into it, but it's simply just tatache, that is red bell peppers, blended up with onions. And then if you then want, like if you want, you can kindly add in tomatoes and blend these three things together. Once you blend it, you put it in a pot, let it cook down, like really cook down, like all the water in like the tomatoes and the pepper, let it really cook out. Cook it out, don't put oil in it, just simply just put it in a pan and let it on its own cook out and turn into a paste. Do you understand? Once it turns into a paste, you can then add it into your soup, like any amount you then want, because tomatoes, pepper, tatache, that is bell peppers, and onions. I don't know if onions is a vegetable. The same way I thought ginger was a root, but we found that ginger is a stem. We learn new things on this channel. I swear we learn new things. But I don't know if onions is a vegetable. We will put it up on, like, I'll put it up on the screen as I did the ginger when we Google it. But then bell peppers is like a vegetable. Onions to tomatoes too is a vegetable. But you know, with tomatoes is super healthy for you, but it becomes like more healthy. Like every nutrient in a tomato comes out once it's cooked. You get, like, so you get more benefits from cooking tomatoes. So you know that you're putting in so much, you know, vegetables in it, you know, a lot of micronutrients into your food, and at the same time too, your oil is still going into it, but in a small portion. So you know that palm oily flavor, it still shoots out in your food, but then again, it's not a lot. Now I know I didn't share a lot of healthy swaps, I know that, but then leave a comment down below if we want more healthy swaps. Leave a comment down below. If you want more, we'll bring more, but probably maybe, I don't know, next month, because this one took a whole year, and that's because I had to like get over myself and be like, it must not be perfect, it must not be perfect. People are just looking for information to help them through their day, help them be healthy, and I'm really here to serve that particular need. So I really hope you enjoyed this portion of the video. Other than that, I'll see you in my next video. I have a really short arm, so that's why all my videos look as if he's up close, but then this is my hand and this is where you are. Everything has finished, but I will see you in my next video. Why am I shouting? It's night, like it's late. Ugo is 7. Calm down. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Ciao.